Pokkén Tournament! For those of us that wish Pokemon was more of a contact sport, choose from all of your favorite Pokemon in the one-on-one fighting game you've been waiting for! Except don't, because there's only 16 characters, 2 of them are reskins, and one of them is literally Goro from Mortal Kombat. Huh. Well, that sucks. Maybe we should come up with a more accurate tagline. Pokkén Tournament! Fuck you! In all seriousness, narrowing a list of 700 plus Pokemon down to a reasonable one-on-one fighting game roster seems like no easy task. No matter who you pick, someone's gonna get upset because their favorite didn't make the cut, so nothing short of including every single one of the measly bastards from the ankle biters to the invincible deities would have kept the internet hissy fits to a minimum. But of course, having to balance a fighting game for 721 characters is the kind of nightmare that drowns developers in their sleep with the sweat from their own hot flashes, so that option's out too. The optimal solution then would be to fill half your list with staples that most everyone could recognize, with the other half being personal picks for the developer's fulfillment. Consequences be damned. Even with that stipulation, what the fuck is Weavile doing here? Fucking Weavile, of all things. It looks like a cross between Shadow the Hedgehog and a disposable razor that just crawled its way out of Phil Robertson's disgusting homophobic beard. It looks like Edward Scissorhands got gangbanged by a group of honey badgers at an Arctic Monkeys concert. Was Weavile so essential to this universe, so iconic to the series, that we felt the need to include it over the expansive list of infinitely more qualified individuals? And on the subject of qualifications, the hell is Braixen doing? Is Braixen so absurdly popular in Japan and or DeviantArt that it warranted a spot in this game? That's not even the final evolved form. It's objectively worse than every other character in the game. Honestly, is this the best we could do? That's not even a rhetorical question. The answer's no. You would think it might have behooved the creators to put more fighting type Pokemon in this fighting game. You know what else would have been cool? Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are fucking awesome, and there's plenty of them in this series. There's a reason why all of this actually matters, and it's not just because I'm bitter that the only Gen 5 Pokemon is the fucking joke character, but that's definitely part of it. As someone who can't claim to be into fighting games, my enjoyment typically scales alongside the improbability of an actual fight between any two of the given characters. It's why I like Smash Brothers. There's something inherently fun about watching Bowser cut to the chase and beat the ever-loving shit out of Princess Peach, or to see Samus Aran suplex a 9-year-old child with their tits, because none of them do that as part of their day job. But that doesn't apply to Pokkén Tournament, because Pokemon fighting each other is already the point of pretty much every other Pokemon game. And when the heads-up display reveals that we're just controlling another generic set of prepubescent teenagers giving the Pokemon orders, rather than the Pokemon themselves, I can only sigh. What the fuck am I supposed to do now? Judge the game based on its own merit? Oh, right. But how to go about doing that? Judgment, I've decided, will come based on which option causes winning to become easier. Either A, timing my button presses to pull off combos as the game lovingly, or patronizingly, depending on your perspective, insists that you do. Or B, throwing the controller into a tumble dryer full of severed fingers and letting the buttons mash themselves. Well, you'll be pleased to know that Pokkén Tournament subverts the formula with a third unconventional option wherein as if. This game has more mash than an episode of MASH. It doesn't help that the game can't seem to decide which type of fighting game it wants to be. Every fight starts out in 3D, but the controls are clearly designed for a 2D fighter, with a super sensitive movement designed to keep you within the range of your own combos in a 2D space. In a 3D space, it makes it possible for you to initiate a combo and execute it, only for the last, most damage-dealing move to hit 2.5 inches to the left of your opponent. And trying to pull off aerial combos is like trying to hit a bullseye on a dartboard attached to the back of an eagle that's currently in the process of clawing your eyes out. Sometimes the game shifts to a 2D plane, but the camera stays 45 degrees behind you, so it doesn't fix any visibility issues. I honestly couldn't find a common criterion for when it decides to do that, so I guess the restriction of 90% of your field of movement at seemingly random intervals is left in the hands of the seamstresses of fate. And let's face it, those bitches never listen. Therefore, Pokkén Tournament, there seems to be a fundamental misunderstanding between the two of us. As with most fighting games, there are some design choices I'm just not gonna get, no matter what. Like what exactly makes Suicune a noteworthy enough character to insist that the other two legendary dogs can fuck right off? Or in the same vein, why Blaziken and Sceptile can fit in the lineup, but fellow 3rd gen starter Swampert somehow doesn't fit the same arbitrary criteria. Perhaps the game didn't want to condone anything resembling real-world violence, and Swampert's Mega Evolution does uncannily resemble the Undertaker. What I do understand is that attempting to mix the controls of different types of fighting games keeps Pokkén Tournament from being either a good 2D fighter, like Tekken, or a good 3D fighter, like I don't know, Power Stone, I guess. Regardless, the lineup doesn't offer much in the way of compensation, seeing as only 16 characters puts it somewhere in the middle of the nuance of games like BlazBlue or Mortal Kombat, and the clusterfuck fun of Smash or Marvel vs. Capcom. It has just enough surface appeal to keep a group entertained for a few minutes. Just make sure that none of them are Pokemon fans, or they'll just end up railing on the roster like I did for the entire first half of this video. And if you do, you better make like Estonian potato farmers and get ready to mash your little hearts out. Well, I suppose I could always fix the roster problem through DLC, but that's like saying you could fix my infertility through sex reassignment. The truth value of the statement is completely irrelevant because it misses the fundamental point of the problem. If I wanted to pay for something and have to keep paying for it to keep enjoying it, I'd stop playing video games and get back on heroin.